Views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast.
Well, happy October and welcome to this freshly squeezed edition of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast. Today we're talking to a couple of do-gooders who are absolutely hell-bent on helping others. We'll hear from the Hive's executive chef, Micah Klasky, and Leverage Lounge / Sidecar co-owner Reese Roberts about their awesome, amazing missions. But first... Who knew? Yeah, y'all know what time it is, and this past Sunday, it was burger time. The Miracle League of Northwest Arkansas held their yearly burger competition. The winner of this one gets a golden ticket to the 2026 World Food Championships in Indianapolis. 18 burgers were entered from local establishments and enthusiasts, and these things were sliders. No way to try all 18 for me personally, but I tried about a third of them. Last year's winner was Mellow Moose Burgers, that popular food truck out of Siloam Springs, and they won the People's Choice Award on Sunday. Now, they will actually be taking off to Indy in a few weeks to compete again. They finished in the top 7 last year, meaning they were invited back to this year's World Food Championships.
Hey, you ready? Number 1 with a 90.29. Ozark.
The blind judge's first place winner was Jesse James Foods out of Batesville. Owner and chef Jesse Doris was pumped.
It's pretty awesome. So I won a year ago in Little Rock, and that was pretty cool. And I went to the World Food Championship, but I didn't expect it here because this was competitors I've been up against before. And the competition is wild.
In case you were curious about his burger, this is what he entered.
So I got the Ozark Forager in Arkansas, up in northeast Arkansas is where I'm from, and I've lived in the woods my whole life, so I kind of wanted to bring a part of that into this competition. It was burgers across America, and I wanted to pick my home state, so we got a burger with a black truffle aioli with arugula, all beef Wagyu patty, goat cheese, and balsamic glazed onions and portobello mushrooms.
It is Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue Week in downtown Rogers, Friday night and Saturday afternoon on South 1st Street. There will be a barbecue competition called the Frisco Inferno. Friday night from 6 to 8, pay $5 and get 5 sausage samples to sample sauce tastings. Then on Sunday from 12:30 to 3, there will be a turkey and pork competition. $10 will get you a taster's pack with 5 tastes in both. You'll be able to vote for the People's Choice Award. Confident Coffee opens today in Fayetteville at the corner of Rolling Hills and Old Missouri Road. Of course, in addition to their popular coffee and bakery offerings, they will also be serving beer and wine, smoothies, and some grab-and-go items. That front porch of theirs, by the way, is going to be a busy spot. This Sunday will be the 3rd annual downtown Fayetteville Falltoberfest, mostly on Dixon Street. There will be 2 stages set up with musical competitions at Tin Roof and Kingfish. And speaking of Kingfish, they'll also host the rowdy and rambunctious Mr. Oktoberfest competition. There'll be plenty to do, including a roller skating pop-up and a touch-a-truck activation with Oscar Mayer's Wienermobile, square dancing, vendors selling local art, and much more. Just head over to Dixon Street Sunday between noon and 6. This one is from the Fayetteville Flyer. A new restaurant named Faymosa is going into the Pryor Center where Tula used to be. It'll be a brunch, lunch, and dinner spot. Owner Valente Reyes told the Flyer that if all goes according to plan, he hopes to have the restaurant up and running mid-month. I thought this was creative and awesome. Theo's in Fayetteville is celebrating their 20th anniversary by having a 5-course anniversary dinner prepared by 5 chefs who helped shape their journey. They include current Theo's chef Sergio Casenas, Atlas's Elliot Hunt, Gaskins on Emma's Sam Walker, Tusker's Tavern Shiloh Wilson, and Nick Gibbs from Tyson. The link to the tickets is on the Theo's Facebook and Instagram pages. They are $150 a person with 15% going to the amazing Fayetteville Independent Restaurant Alliance. Speaking of the amazing Fayetteville Independent Restaurant Alliance, you're about to hear much more about it from Reese Roberts. They work to take care of the people in the Fayetteville restaurant industry who have been laid off or just not able to work. She'll tell us how it started and what their future plans look like. Also, we sat down with Micah Klasky to talk about food waste and how we go from waste to nourishing those that need it most. Did you know that we waste over 40% of our food? Micah talks about a program called Rethink Food that he's introducing to the area. Also, Chef Cycle sign-up has opened again, and it benefits No Kid Hungry. He'll talk about why this year is more important than ever and why fewer hungry kids will be seen. Now, he'll explain what that means, and that's next in this Do-Gooders episode of The Flavors of Northwest Arkansas.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Welcome back. We are at the Hive with Executive Chef Micah Klasky. Micah, appreciate your time. Happy Friday. We're recording on a Friday, so happy Friday to you.
Hey, back at you. Happy Friday.
I think it means a little bit different for people like me than it does people like you.
It does. The 9-to-5ers might have a different definition of what a Friday night means.
Come on, man. 8 to 5. Come on.
8 to 5. Oh, you're right. No, I get it. You put that extra expert in.
That's right.
I don't want to shortchange
exactly
you.
Exactly. Well, thank you for your time today. And I'm really interested in getting into a couple things, obviously, which we have talked about. But I want to start off with something called Rethink Food. It's right here.
Food, yeah.
It's right here on the hat. It's overdue for our area,
Absolutely.
And it's going to take some cooperation. I think it's overdue for a lot of areas, obviously.
No, it's hopefully a new model that will, yeah.
Well, you're going to bring it to Northwest Arkansas. I'd like to ask, just general high level, what it is.
So it takes a couple of forms, So currently it's based out of New York City, and they operate in New York and Miami. With the addition of us now, and their model in New York is somewhat different than what we do here. It's really focused on capturing food waste, or trim as we like to call it, because nothing's waste. And the goal is that they take that food trim and they repurpose it into healthy, ethnically appropriate meals for the communities that they serve.
Okay.
So their model is really focused on capturing food waste and then turning it into meals that then can service your community.
Yeah.
In our that model doesn't necessarily work for our region. We aren't nearly as population dense.
Sure.
So we have to find ways that we can sort of accommodate these people, because whenever you get into the stats, and I meant to give you a printout because we've got some amazing information, but we've got people coming all the way from Oklahoma. Like, we've got people coming from, I think a combined mileage at the end of the day, whenever we see the stats, is over 400 miles round trip for people.
Absolutely.
It's a very diverse clientele, and so it's really a great opportunity. So what we've done is we've partnered with Rethink as well as the Second Street Pantry, which is doing some amazing work over there before we even step in the door. Like, they are crushing it, and they are so valuable to this community.
Sure.
Which they're right across from Preacher's Son, if anybody needs a point of reference. So you might see the lines out there every Tuesday.
Absolutely.
They give out essentially groceries. I don't know what else to call them besides like rations. Basically, they're giving here's food for the week.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
That's exactly it.
Here's what we got, and then they cycle through. They do great things, like once a month they give out socks. Once a month they give out personal care products.
Absolutely.
They are servicing a need in this community that is overlooked and so vital.
So vital. No question about it.
Absolutely. A lot of people think about, you see food being given out in downtown Bentonville, and you're like, it's Bentonville, y'all. Come on. But, what you don't think about is whenever, if you step off the square, there is need. If you
Absolutely.
If you get out into the more rural areas, which is where people have to come from, that need is great. We're barely scratching the surface.
100%.
And it can definitely like something that we need to do better, and we hope to do better.
Yeah, no question. National stats, more than 38 million people in the U.S. lack reliable access to nutritious meals. Meanwhile, 158 billion pounds of food go uneaten.
Billion pounds.
158
Billion.
billion with a B go uneaten. And listen, in my house, bananas spoil.
Yeah.
In my house, leftovers in the fridge for more than a week. Is that healthy to eat at this point? Things like that.
Yeah.
I contribute to that.
Exactly. Well, we're all part of the problem. It's just finding an opportunity to be a part of the solution.
Yep.
Is so much easier than people think. I think. I definitely, I've been in the food service industry for so long.
Sure.
Taking care and feeding people is what we do. We trying to build a sense of community is what we do. But even then, like here at the Hive, we try to be as low waste as possible.
Sure.
But even then, things still go to the compost. Things still don't make it to the table. Like you get into like the health and safety concerns. That's a whole different story. But like I think just the upfront food waste that comes from being a nicer restaurant in most operations, is baffling. And I think that's really the need they were trying to address. So their goal in New York was to definitely activate some of that food waste.
Yeah.
And so as I was kind of saying, we sort of edited the model a little bit here. So we're essentially building box lunches. So we build once a week. We're currently running. We're averaging 75 a week, which is, like I said, barely scratching the surface.
Sure.
We
got to crawl before you can walk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It started out as an 8-week trial run, which has now been extended for a second 8 weeks,
Nice.
which we're very excited to say.
Absolutely.
And the goal of it all is, and the model here in Arkansas is really to. The end goal is to try to achieve a tax credit for small restaurants or independent restaurants to be able to do this sort of thing. For restaurants in general to be able to do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
The mindset is that we've got the talent, we've got the equipment, we've got the space, we've got all the things that you need in this building. It just for an industry that operates on such slim margins, we have to be able to figure out how to make it feasible for them to use their talent, their space, their skill, all those things in order to feed the community.
That's can be a magic trick.
It can be a magic. Yeah, it's. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where whenever, and I wish I really wanted to get Ken Baker on here with us, who's the culinary director.
Sure.
Like you hear that, like I refer to him as the valedictorian. That man is like inspirational to hear him speak, and when he gets going, I'll just sit there jaw dropped and listen to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
kind of like I'm right now. I'm just like, yeah, right.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
Completely, 100%,
absolutely. But no, he gets me hyped on it. He gets me so jazzed up, and really just so fortunate to have met him.
Yeah.
And that and we can kind of go into that here in a little bit, but
sure.
Realistically, like understanding that like these. We've all got the staff, we've all got the team, we've all got like not only are we ready to feed people, but a lot of times our teammates are the ones who are needing the help. You know what I mean? Like not every restaurant can afford to do a family meal every day. That sort of thing. Like we try to make sure we take care of our people.
Got to.
And we try to make sure we take care of our community. And
100%.
This is such a great opportunity for us to do this.
By the way, the 158 billion pounds of food is equivalent to 42% of the country's food supply.
Billion.
42%, man. Billion. Unbelievable.
It's insane.
So how did you find out about it?
So I was so fortunate to get chosen for the James Beard Foundation's boot camp on policy and advocacy last year.
Right on.
So essentially what that is they bring together a group of chefs. We all pretty much hunker down in a space for a couple of days, and it is an intensive learning, bonding, activating, just talking about all the ways that we can use our platform. I often refer to, my position here at the Hive at 21C, or as the executive chef of what I like to think is a really good restaurant.
Sure,
in a solid community, as, it's a platform. And with the platform comes a voice. And if we don't use that voice to try to do some good, we're kind of spinning our wheels. We're wasting our time. Yeah. So I've never been in a room with so many inspirational and like-minded individuals. That almost sounded like a humble brag almost. Like I the whole time I'm like, what am I doing with these folks? These are such amazing people.
You're there for a reason.
But yeah, no, every single one of them, and we still, like it's been over a year, we're still in contact. I genuinely consider these people my friends, but yeah, it was one of those situations where it's so rare to get put into a room full of people who are ready to just pour it all out,
great.
nothing held back. Just how can we do something to do better?
Yeah, that's great.
And so Ken, the culinary director, was one of my cohorts.
Okay.
So we got to kind of chatting a little bit while we were there, and it was one of those things where we talked about a few random things. Like I said, we all kind of kept in touch, but eventually he just reached out to me, and just said, "Hey, we're looking to expand our program a little bit. We want to do a pilot, and we want to do it in in a state that has need, and also could have some how do I want to say it? Basically, like with." We've got Bozeman. We've got such need, but we've also got a direct line to the Ad Council.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is a little strategic,
It's
but it makes so much sense.
Exceptionally unique area.
Yeah. And just to say it out loud, like Bozeman's, we've entertained him here in the. He's come to the Hive. We've sat down. We've had very frank conversations about feeding people. We've had frank conversations about food insecurity in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah. And you're talking about John Bozeman.
Yes, John Bozeman. Sorry.
As opposed to the city in Montana.
As opposed to the city of Montana. We tried to get them. They couldn't make it.
They just weren't about it.
Yeah. I'll bet they'd be into it, honestly.
Probably so.
Yeah, right.
Probably so. Who knows?
So anyway, we had Bozeman out, and he's truly an ally when it comes to feeding people.
Now that you got that, he's aware of it. Other people are aware of it. What are the next steps for you to help put a little foundation under this in Northwest Arkansas?
Heard. So the goal really is to establish that there is a need here.
Okay.
To establish that the system works.
Mm-hmm.
That if we can just and to be for transparency's sake, we received a grant from Rethink in order to execute this.
Okay.
So to prove that with a little bit of capital, operations can do this. We can handle it. We can expand and feed the community with like I said, these slim margins. If we can make it financially reasonable for these places to be able to for us included to be able to take on this, why wouldn't we?
Yeah, 100%.
But so being able to activate in that approach and engaging in the community, and the response has been so fantastic, not just by the people we are servicing, the way we kind of approach it. Like I said, the Second Street Pantry already does such an amazing work.
Yeah, they do.
Feeding people as it is.
Yeah.
So pretty much our approach and how I'm kind of picturing the pitch is. Whenever we're out there, and I'm not out there every week, but I have been out there.
Yeah.
And just seeing the impact it has, seeing the look in these people's eyes, seeing the people, like the mother this is their first time ever asking for a handout, coming up to the line, tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
The shame that's associated with asking for help is a nightmare. You know what I mean? So just trying to connect with these people on a real level in a way that says, hey, I hope to see you next week.
Yeah.
I hope to see you next week. Being able to activate in the community in that way.
Sure.
I was actually very fortunate to go sit down, did a coffee with the mayor.
Oh, nice.
Recently.
Yeah,
so, Mayor Orman does a great job of, and I think it's an effort in transparency, but it's also an effort in touching base with the constituency. And, we went and she invited me out to come out and talk about this. And gosh, the amount of people in that room who followed up with me afterwards and were like, how do I help? Where do I go? What can I do?
Outstanding.
Was just invigorating.
Outstanding. Well, that's great. How do people get involved?
Realistically right now, it is sort of all in-house right now. Okay. So, at this point in the process for us, it is all in-house.
Okay.
That said, reach out to the Second Street Pantry, ask if there's any you can donate to them, you can, volunteer to go help with their handouts, etc.
Yeah.
They got a great team over there, but it's hard for me to imagine that they're going to say no to somebody. You know what I mean?
Sure, of course.
And and even if you're not getting involved with us, reach out to your local food pantry, find ways
100%
to insert yourself in the conversation.
They always need help.
Exactly.
By the way, if you want to find out more about this, just keep an eye on the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas social media, because whatever they put up, I'll amplify.
Love it.
On
Love
this.
It. Thank you so much.
Now, my pleasure. Speaking of amplification, and moving to topic number 2, Chef Cycle.
Chef Cycle.
No Kid Hungry, man. For those that caught Chef Micah's first episode with us here, that was February 26th. Why does it seem so much longer ago than that?
It feels like forever.
It feels like
forever.
3 years ago.
2 ships passing in the night.
Well, that was when you originally heard about Chef Cycle, if you heard that episode, and if it's No Kids Hungry, which is just so supremely important right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No Kid Hungry, an amazing foundation that we've been working with for, I think 11 years now. Ever since my first year at the Hive, we've been doing guest chef dinners with them.
That's great.
And then, we not to rehash all this, but, we expanded into...
New listeners all the time. Go ahead.
I heard. I love it.
Thank you.
Anyway, so there I was. No, rowdy.
Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. I had to get my quota in.
There it is.
No, we did the guest chef dinners, and we're continuing to do guest chef dinners. Very excited for next year's. But also we expanded into doing Chef Cycle, which is essentially a ride that brings together chefs from all over the country. You sign up, you agree to raise X amount of money, and then you come out and 2 years ago, it was 3 days, 300 miles. So 3 days, 100 miles a day on your bike. Or kilometers, 100 miles or 100 kilometers.
Okay, all right.
Last year, it was the 10th anniversary, and it was 2 days, 200 miles, which was a little bit more manageable for somebody as doughy as me, who's not quite much of a cyclist.
Listen, come on now.
Yeah. I ride my electric bike to work, and then I don't exist any other
Understood.
I don't exist outside the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I started riding a bike for this.
Okay.
But so this is going to be the 11th year that they've done it. I'm very honored and privileged to be on the advisement council this year. So that is super exciting. We just had our first meeting the other day. Full, hard plug. Registration is open.
Yep.
If you are curious, on the fence, know somebody who might be, send them, reach out to me directly, Klasky at on Instagram, I guess at Klasky. Yeah, that's my Instagram handle.
I think so.
And then, or Klasky at thehivebentonville.com.
Yep.
Or just pop in, say, hey, I'd love to talk about Chef Cycle. I will come out and I will shake your hand and twist your arm.
There you go. Very quickly, this was posted on the Chef Cycle's Facebook page September 22nd, as we record 4 days ago, very recently. Quote, they're eliminating the data. I always say data. I don't know why I said data.
That sounds fancy.
Let me start over
It's like
again.
when I say paprika.
Smoked paprika?
Smoked paprika.
They are eliminating the data, but we're not eliminating our effort. The USDA just announced plans to cancel the annual hunger report, which is the tool used for 30 years to track how many kids in America are going hungry. This comes just after $200 billion in cuts to SNAP, one of the most effective tools we have to fight hunger. 16 million children may be impacted. So much more to that story.
Yeah, I mean, it's
which is amplifies how important No Kids Hungry is. Especially, it's important obviously every year, but it's going to be more relied on this year, I think, than in the past.
Yeah, well, it's this cross section of everything is more expensive.
Yes,
and we're cutting the aid to those who need it.
Right,
and it's basically going to strengthen the cycle of poverty. We're not helping people by taking, it's this weird. It's like I'm washing my hands with dirt. Like that's going to fix the problem. You know what I mean?
Feels
it just
like
doesn't
it.
make
Yeah.
any sense.
Feels like it.
I mean, nearly 14 million children in the U.S. are living with hunger, and that's like 1 in 5 kids. I want to say it's 1 in 4 in Arkansas.
Yeah.
70% of parents say the rising cost of food is making it hard to buy groceries that their families need, and more than 1 in 3 parents are worried about running out of food, especially in the summer. I mean, kids rely on these programs. Kids rely on like school meals to be able to eat. So whenever summer hits, it's even more important for these programs to be in place for us to be able to provide. Like, there's a quote I like to say, or that I lifted, that is, children that are fed are children that are seen. Mm-hmm. So if we aren't taking care of these children, if we aren't giving them, if we aren't filling their bellies, it feels like you don't exist.
Yeah.
And, the amount of, like 88% of parents say school meals help their children do better in school, and 83% say their kids can't concentrate when they're hungry. So, if 2 in 3 parents report school meals help reduce the stress and strengthen their families, why are we taking that away? Why are we stripping the support of Americans?
Understood. Hey, one note about not last year, this year's ride, the ride that previous. You were on Capitol Hill with 5 to 6 other riders, including the great Sam Walker from Gaston Dynamo. You guys did Chef Cycle together in one up at Capitol Hill, and it's really kind of more than the actual cycle itself. It's actually more than a ride for you guys.
Well, Chef Cycle is its own thing, but No Kid Hungry is like Chef Cycle is a one of the many fundraisers put on by No Kid Hungry.
Sure, yeah.
So this was actually my second advocacy trip with them up there.
Okay.
Was super thrilled to have our friend Sam Walker up there with us.
Yeah.
So pumped that it's great. We're just two people pouring water in the same bucket. You know what I mean?
Love it.
He's such a good guy. So passionate about what about the cause. So it was great to be able to have a familiar face.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure.
But yeah, so we were able to go up there. We were there was probably, honestly, I think there was like 12 of us maybe.
Okay.
Like there's actually not everybody was from Chef Cycle. Basically, I spent the whole time helping the pitch for Chef Cycle, trying to get them out there. I think we got a couple of them.
There it is.
The goal is to go up there and just sort of, and I'll admit the first time I went up there, it definitely was not the political landscape that we were walking into. It was really one of those things where, they literally announced that they were about to start slashing SNAP benefits right before we get, the day we were supposed to get there. It was insane. But that doesn't change the need to talk about it. That doesn't change the need to make sure that
amplifies
that we are the voice that is
absolutely
supporting the people.
Absolutely. So you had mentioned earlier the window is opened for any chefs out there that want to get out there and get on a bike. And
I'm just going to say this: you don't have to be a chef
to be in Chef Cycle.
You don't have to be a chef to be in Chef Cycle.
Really?
If you are passionate about feeding people,
yeah.
The focus is chefs. The focus is food industry.
Understood.
But you can make if you care, if you're ready to put yourself out there and you're ready to spend the time and put your passion into it, you're not going to get turned away.
This is breaking news.
Yeah. Holler at me.
This is breaking news.
Holler at me, John. You gonna ride a bike?
That's who, me?
Yeah.
I've got a tricycle.
There you go. That's all you need.
Really
That's all
easy.
you need.
Oh,
the little tiny one that the circus.
Ring ring.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no. Realistically, there's everybody, and the community around Chef Cycle is so amazing.
Yeah.
There's people who've been doing it the entire time.
Unbelievable.
There's people who this is going to be your first year. It runs the gamut. But I can guarantee you, once you do it, you want to do it again.
Sure.
It is the most rewarding challenge I've ever put myself through.
Okay.
And one of the most, I often refer to it as kind of the best thing I've ever done with my life.
That's great. That's great. Shout out to Micah's wife. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
That's funny you say that. I'm getting married in 2 weeks, man.
Oh, is it that close? I thought it already happened.
No.
I am way ahead of the game.
Yeah,
so
you
sorry.
are way ahead of the game. This must be why you're not coming. Jeez. You're I thought I missed it.
Oh, good times.
Yeah,
good times. Well, my man, I appreciate it. This is great stuff, and this is stuff that everyone needs to be made aware of. It's really super important.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have the opportunity to, again, you're just, another opportunity to amplify the need to talk about it.
Absolutely.
To, hopefully not just incoherently ramble on your microphone, and hopefully, and I'll say it again, I'll say it 1,000 times, if you are curious, if you are interested, if you are on the edge and feel like you want to do something, reach out.
100%.
Reach out to myself. Reach out to No Kid Hungry directly. Reach out to anybody that you think will listen.
Yep.
And I'm willing to bet you'll find an outlet for that passion, for that energy.
Contact information again for people that want to do that.
At M Klasky on Instagram. What is it? My DMs are open. M Klasky at thehivebentonville.com. Micah Klasky at gmail.com. I'm not going to say my phone number, but
let's not.
Realistically, whatever, whatever angle it takes to contact us, contact, I'm more than happy to try to pour some enthusiasm on, to fan your flames, whatever you want to call it. But let's talk about how to get you engaged and active.
100%. By the way, Mike is going to stick around. He's going to have a Mike Engelman Home Pro Tip of the Week for you. It's boiling in his head right now. He's about to spit it out for everyone's benefit. But when we come back after that, Reese Roberts, Fayetteville Independent Restaurant Alliance. You're going to love what they're doing over there, and she'll tell us all about it. And all that's next right here on the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas.
Let's go! Connect with us at Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Facebook and Instagram, or by email at flavorsofnwa@gmail.com.
All righty, it is time for the Mike Engelman Home Pro Tip of the Week, and for that, we're going to Chef Micah. Sir, you have the floor.
All right, so I don't know about you, but I am very addicted to caffeine. So I drink an excessive amount of coffee, not just at work, but at home.
Yep.
And while I don't have my garden up and running at my new house that I moved into way long ago to not have my garden going.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, maybe this time of year is not the time to do it.
Oh, fair
obviously.
enough. Fair enough.
I was going to save you there. Then you...
No, yeah. I'll stand behind it. I own my lack of effort.
Hey, all good. Yeah.
But something that we came across, I think, on the internet years back was to use your spent coffee grounds in the garden. It boosts soil health. I think it adds like nitrogen.
He's looking.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Hold up. Yeah, it can boost microbial activity and act as a model fertilizer containing nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium.
There you go.
And potassium.
Huge.
Bring it back to the banana thing from earlier.
That's it. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I think it's a great tip, and I wish I'd have known that earlier because I go through the coffee too, and I have a garden, and it's not that great.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah. Well, it's finding that nice middle ground between just dumping it with Miracle-Gro and making it completely unnatural versus hopefully a little bit of that natural appeal of the coffee grounds.
Right. And mine's just former Springdale Chicken Shacks.
There you go.
I'll hope for some natural stuff there.
And plus, we've got so much great coffee in the area, so why not?
100%. We'll be right back.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you can save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. Just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
Last year in the U.S., they had over 48,000 organ transplants, and 25,000 plus of those were kidney transplants. Very important, as you well know, and that was driven by record numbers in both deceased and living donation. Here's the sad part. It's being outpaced by a growing number of organ transplantation folks on the waiting list. Go to organdonor.gov and get signed up if you haven't. Super important. It's a very quick process, especially if you're here in the state of Arkansas or the state of Texas. They both take about 5 minutes. Outside of those states, I don't know, but I assume it's pretty much the same. That would be the way to do it. You can also do it through the Health app on your iPhone, or if you've got to get a new license, you can do it there at the Department of Finance in Arkansas or the DMV if you are in a place that DMV services those. That last part didn't really come out clearly, but you know what I mean. Appreciate you as always, and thank you. And we're joined by Reese Roberts of Sidecar and Leverett Lounge. What was the date we had you get? March 12th is when we had you and your husband Corey on talking about Leverett. And had you guys just launched this, or was it still before? It was before, right?
We did our soft opening, started I think on April 24th.
Okay, so
and
it was
our
still
grand
a ways
opening
away.
was May the 4th.
Yeah, that's right.
We're nerds,
Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's right. That's good. It was. You check it out. It was May the 12th. It was very romantic between the two of them. It was, sparks were flying everywhere. It was great.
I know, it happens sometimes.
It does, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Well, today we're not talking about that. Today we're going to be talking about the Fayetteville Independent Restaurant Alliance, or the Fayetteville IRA. Kind of give us a brief, high level, from bird's eye view of what it is.
Yeah, we we started during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, there were 4 restaurant operators in town. It was me and Chrissy Sanderson, who's the chef owner at Mockingbird, and Elliot Hunt, who is the chef owner at Atlas, and Hannah Withers, who was the owner of Leverett Lounge at the time. I know that I personally had to lay off 48 out of 60 staff members over the course of a couple days, and we had a walk-in full of food, but we knew we could feed people, but we had no idea how anybody was going to be able to pay their rent.
Yeah.
So it started as an emergency relief fund, and it has grown into really a mission just to further strengthen our food community, be part of, on the forefront of that discussion of what makes a healthy workplace and what our workforce needs. And we always support our independently owned businesses whenever
Sure.
we can,
Yeah.
of course. But one of our biggest concerns is keeping our workforce safe and housed and local, if at all possible.
Sure. So I know, and I've probably told you this before, it took me about a year and a half to finally start this podcast back. And I've been thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it forever. For you guys with this, there was no thinking.
Yeah, it just had to happen. So we
Yeah.
we were on the phone with each other, and I was like, let's see what we can do. I called an attorney. I called the Dixon Street Merchants Association was still active at that time. And we worked with the Dixon Street Merchants to open a trust at the Bank of Fayetteville and started raising money in 7 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like a week.
How did you tell me about the first time being able to affect someone positively financially during that time, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, here we go?
Yeah, I get chill bumps thinking about it, and I
Yeah.
feel like I say this a lot, that Fayetteville really doesn't let you down whenever
No.
someone is in need. I feel like the community really responds.
It's an amazing community.
In the beginning, we were probably getting 20 to 40 applications a week.
Yeah.
So we opened up applications. I think that first time we probably had somewhere between 10 and 20 applications before word really took off. And I know that we were able to help everyone that had a complete application with something, even if it wasn't a full amount of rent.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And that's early out of the
And it
gates
was-
during COVID, right?
It was crowdsourced. I didn't have any. I had, we all probably put in a few $100 out of our personal
Sure.
bank accounts, and I'm sure that,
But like anyone else, you guys didn't know what was next.
yeah, we worked off of, we get a lot of $5 to $50 monthly donations, and honestly,
great.
that makes a huge difference for the
Absolutely.
fund, keeping
Absolutely.
it alive.
In a second, we'll talk about how you can do that.
Yeah.
Yes. Tell me about the response from other restaurants in Fayetteville as this has grown, because every time I look online or something like that, every now and again, boom, I see a restaurant joining.
Yeah, so we launched memberships this year, actually.
Yeah.
The fund slowed down a little bit. It seemed like everybody was stable for a moment. So we took the temperature in 2024. We just sat back and we really listened to what the need was. We
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that our mission was still relevant. If we needed to adjust, we needed to adjust. And at the beginning of this year, we saw most restaurants in town had to close for about a week due to weather.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And we saw so many applications of people that were having trouble, keeping their lights on or feeding their kids, or, just 1 week of interrupted work
Yeah.
caused an emergency situation for a lot of people that work in the industry.
Yeah.
So it became really clear at that point. We'd seen some applications that I think had to do with the housing crisis, people
Sure.
being displaced from
Yes.
the apartments they were in, and or just having a really hard time. The cost of moving right now.
Oh, can I borrow your pickup truck?
Yeah.
Been
just, and just having to put down a full deposit for a new place and
Oh,
having
yeah.
to wait
First
for your
month and
deposit
last
from
month.
the yeah.
Yeah.
So we had seen some applications where it just became so steep so fast, and
Yeah.
it takes the industry a bit to catch up. I feel like the hospitality industry, it's always taken us little guys a second to figure out how to adjust with the times.
Sure.
So whenever we realized that we were still very relevant and we still needed to stick around, we hunkered down and we put our heads together and we were like, it's time to launch memberships, to be intentional
Really
about
smart.
the time that we're putting
Yeah.
in. And we started really working out an events calendar and programming to support that stronger stronger food community.
Yeah. So have you heard from restaurants outside of Fayetteville and outside of Washington
Yeah.
County?
Yeah, I have people reach out and they're like, man, I really wish this was like an NWA wide thing, and or I wish we had this in Springdale, or I wish we had this in Bentonville or Rogers. And I tell them that I would love to see it, and I will sit down with them and tell them how to do anything that I have access to knowledge wise. I will share it. But I just, since none of us are getting paid,
Right.
we really have to, also get our own bills paid. So
Sure.
our capacity is, we can't stretch any further than Fayetteville at this time.
Yeah.
But if anybody wanted to do the same thing somewhere else, I am not a gatekeeper. We would not.
Yeah. Well, it's an awesome idea. I don't know anywhere else, and I'm not even talking about NWA. I just don't know anywhere else where this would exist. Do you?
Yeah, there is an organization in Colorado. We talked with them a lot in the during COVID, just to see what they were doing and did they have any ideas. It's called In the Weeds, Colorado.
Oh, wow.
So they've kind of become more of like, they do a lot of programming that's outdoor activities to connect the workforce. And whereas we have kind of focused on trying to keep our workforce here.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
I got it. That makes sense. So I know there are people that are watching this and or listening, and they want to figure out, okay, this sounds pretty great. How do I right now give money to the Fayetteville IRA?
It's easy. It's FAYIRA.org.
Okay.
/donate.
Okay. All right. And obviously you touched on how you guys raise money, but I saw an event coming up, the Theo's 20th anniversary, which is a great. They've got chefs that have gone through there and are now in other places. They're all coming back to cook, and this thing's going to just be a monster. And it's a beautiful idea, but it also benefits Fayetteville IRA.
Yeah, I honestly love how they set up this event, just being able to kind of pay their respects to all the chefs that have walked through
I think it's
years
beautiful.
with them. Yeah, it's
and they all know
really
the kitchen,
cool.
and
yeah. I've already set aside my time to be there, and I have another volunteer that's willing to be there, and I hope to just be able to talk to people about what we do if anybody has any questions. But yeah, Theo's is a restaurant member of ours. We see a lot of our restaurant members sign up for the membership, pay their membership dues, and then they also go on to, think of us anytime that there's any opportunity to have anything that can benefit a nonprofit.
Yeah.
I think that is, just a testament to how much our small business owners care about their workforce.
100%.
And I also think that it just really is great for morale. Whenever you work for a place and you're willing to, that's why our membership stickers are, we support our local hospitality workforce.
Love it.
I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, for sure. That's great. Any chance? Well, I guess no. I guess you kind of already answered that about expanding, but yeah. Well, I mean, if someone wants to take the baton for other parts,
I've considered. I've thought about it, and I would love to have the time and energy to sit down and create a replicable model that could go on somewhere else, and even potentially chase down grant money to expand. I don't know if it's in the cards for us in the foreseeable future, but again, like I said, if someone's in that position where they have the energy and the time and the capacity to take that on, I think we've always just tried to be as intentional about where we're spending our energy as possible.
For sure.
We're not going to reach further than we can sustain.
That'd be tough, especially with what you guys got going, between Sidecar and Leverett Lounge, and I know others that are a part of it. Same thing.
Yeah.
So, and I think you told me you have another event coming up?
We'll be at Falltoberfest on Sunday.
Okay.
We're also trying to make it to a farmer's market every month.
Sweet.
Just to be available and to be there to talk about why we think our local restaurants are so important. We always have our write a love letter to a local establishment.
Oh, I love
station.
that. Oh, follow them for that. That's great.
We have a way that you can also submit those online, but I love the handwritten ones.
Yeah, man, they're great.
And it's always so sweet to see what people say about our local places, and I know that they're special, but it's
for sure.
I know what it feels like to be on the receiving end of that too, and so I think that's just another way for us to say, hey, your community loves you.
I think was it yesterday or today, Kaye? You guys put Kaye up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I loved that. That was awesome. I remember seeing that and thinking, oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, great. Hey, Reese, thank you.
Of course.
Well, that's great. By the way, one more time, FayettevilleIRA.org.
FAYIRA.org.
Okay, great. Thank you.
/events for events, /donate for donate, /volunteer if you want to sign up to volunteer with us.
Outstanding. Perfect. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. And we thank you. Feel free to check us out on Facebook and Instagram and tip your servers. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.